Something acrobatic, it's Ingram Hardy! There's the leveller for Plymouth Argyle! 10 minutes to go! The Blades undone by the corner kick! Mumba, that was superb. It's looking for Tijani! Absolutely incredible! The wheels have come off for Sheffield United, but the survival bid for Argyle is well and truly on. Oh, something acrobatic, it's Ingram Hardy! There's the leveller for Plymouth Argyle! 10 minutes to go! The Blades undone by the corner kick! Mumba, that was superb. It's looking for Tijani! Absolutely incredible! The wheels have come off for Sheffield United, but the survival bid for Argyle is well and truly on. Oh, something acrobatic, it's Ingram Hardy! There's the leveller for Plymouth Argyle! 10
Good
minutes
evening,
to go.
everybody, and welcome to the Block 9 Podcast Live Lounge. Oh, well, good evening, everybody, and thank you for joining us tonight. Well, it's the Easter Bank Holiday weekend, and that means 2 games in the space of 4 days, starting with Middlesbrough tomorrow and then Coventry on Monday. Both teams vying for the playoffs while we, Plymouth Argyle, fight for survival with that glimmer of hope that's still there. Yes, Argyle have had us up and then down and up again after that brilliant victory against Sheffield United, but who will crack this weekend in the Championship, whether it's the top half fighting for the automatics or fighting for those playoffs, or the bottom half as things get tighter? We will see who gets the taste of sweet success. So can Argyle pull a rabbit out of their Championship hat? I think so. Well, tonight you have Andy, Steve and I. A few others can't make it tonight, so you've just got the 3 of us, and we'll unbox and unwrap these Easter eggs and see if we can demolish both teams and claim our Kinder Surprise of 6 points. Okay. So, evening, gents.
Good evening, Mike. Good evening, Steve.
Good evening.
God. So, I'll start with you, Andy. How's your week been? So, what have you been up to this week?
It's mainly been dog walking in the sun, but yeah, it's been good actually so far. Been doing some work on my website, doing some stuff on updating my marketing for my business. So yeah, it's been all right. Yeah, been good.
Good.
Good. I had been trying that game as well, Championship challenge on your website, and my son's been on it today, and he's now top of the tree. So Josh,
is he really?
Yeah, so Josh, if you're watching this, he's got over 16,000.
Oh,
so
wow.
If you're watching this, Josh, well done, mate.
Yeah, Ninja Matt, are you there watching tonight? You've got a contender. So
Ninja Matt has a challenger.
How long did it take him? How long did it take him to do that?
It took him. Well, he started it this afternoon, and he's
just finished. He got top about an hour ago.
Oh, it's so annoying because there's me getting sort of like 8,000. I was on the score sheet for a while with about 8,000, and all of a sudden I'm in 6th. I thought, yes, I'm in 6th. I'm on the board at least, but and now I'm down. I'm off it again. It's like.
I haven't. I did try to have a go the other day, but yeah, you got to properly concentrate. So
a lot of glitches in that game, I'll have you know.
Say again.
There's a lot of glitches in that game, I'll have you know. There's
what
glitches? The logo goes to the bottom of the screen. You can't hit it.
Well, yeah. I mean, look, right?
Come on.
This is not perfect. I mean, I'm not a qualified programmer, and clearly I'll have to have a word with Grok AI that helped me build it.
It's good though.
So, Steve, switching over to you, you've just come off a long shift, but how's the rest of your week been?
It's been up and down. Been busy at work as a yardie.
Yeah,
Also, but I've been touching my other business as well, which is my plan B. So I've been helping customers on that
yeah.
and getting excited for 4 cup finals.
God, yeah, it's certainly.
Welcome to the knockout stage.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just like, but it's knockout football now, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, there, Matt Ninja Matt's in a comment straight away. Evening, Matt. Don't make me play it again. So I shall bring it. I shall bring it up in the morning. In the morning, I shall bring it up in a minute. I'll just change the ticker at the bottom. There you go. The block9.co.uk. If you go to our website, you will see the championship chat game on there, and you'll then understand what we're referring to. If you're new to us tonight, so welcome. Wondering what we're going on about, but I will bring that up a little bit later. So yeah, look, I mean, it's weird for me because I was off for a long weekend last week, Thursday and Friday for my son's birthday. That was nice, and then tying in quite nicely then with obviously another 4 day weekend over the bank holiday. So for once actually. In work, for those that don't know, sort of, I'm heading up the home base project at the range to convert about 51 it is now, I think, give or take, stores across, and we've been doing that since January, and I'm trying to remember now, but we're well into the mid 30s on stores. We've got another 3 opening tomorrow. It's basically 3 a week pretty much. That open, and there's 3 stores that also are in some sort of status of setup. So it's pretty manic, but a shout out to the retail teams who have been absolutely fabulous in getting these open. Incredible turnaround. But it certainly has been exhausting when you're dealing with the sheer volume of sort of components. So it's been a new one for me. It's my 20th year at the range, which is just mad. But yeah, I've done many a thing, and this one's certainly been good fun. And it's always easier, Andy, Steve, when you've got an amazing team that are helping you achieve that. So yeah, it's. I'm looking forward. I've booked a week off at the end of May, and that's when the project really should be finished. So unless Chris dumps any more on us at short notice, but yeah, I must admit I'm looking forward to just taking a week off and enjoying time with the family and chilling out. And
Has he not told you about the other 300 stores, Mike?
yeah, exactly. It wouldn't surprise me. Trust me. Every day when I see him, things change. But but for everybody that works in retail, shout out to them. But yeah, other than that, I'm looking forward. We're going up to Northampton Kettering for Joe's in-laws. For the in-laws, I should say, this weekend. I will be back for Monday, though. The wife has kindly made sure of that so I can get to the game. But yeah,
your wife is amazing. She's absolutely amazing. She doesn't just let you come on these lives, and she makes all these mugs and T-shirts and stuff. Absolutely outstanding. So big shout out to Joe. Yeah, look, I've got mine here as well. Look.
Yeah, I'm drinking
So
one.
get yourself a Block 9 podcast mugs, right? Nicely made and brilliantly made by Joe. Big shout out.
Marcus
to
is in the chat.
It's what? Sorry.
Marcus.
Oh, is he? Let's have a
Marcus
look.
is in
Evening,
the chat. Hello, Marcus.
I'll come to some of the comments in a second. But yeah, no, look, I'm feeling quite calm and relaxed actually for tomorrow. Hopefully we'll park the Swansea situation, but yeah, we'll see what the weekend brings. Right, I'll just kick off with the news. So let me just run.
It's time for the latest Plymouth Argyle news, brought to you by the Block.
There you go. As always, Andy, it stutters at the end, but there we go. So into the newsroom, just to bring you a few points that have come up this week. Not many, but just to start with, for those that haven't seen or remember, on this day in 2017, Argyle beat Newport 6-1 to gain automatic promotion to League One. It was with Portsmouth, and I remember my cousin and I having a bit of tout coming into those final games. And they managed to nick it on their points. We were tied on points, sorry, but the goal difference and that got us falling into second place. But yeah, just a bit of trip down memory lane. You remember that one fondly, Andy?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I just remember, the way we took our goals, it was just like bang, bang, bang. It was all over. But the first half, by the end of the first half, I know Carey got one, didn't he? Jake Jervis got one. I'm trying to think who scored the first one now. It was unknown for us, wasn't he? What was he called? But anyway, yeah, he scored a couple, didn't he? And then the Ginger Ninja got one as well, didn't he? I think.
This is where I rely on you guys because my memory and stuff is absolutely
Yeah,
rubbish.
mine's going. It's called senility, I'm trying to think of the guy who scored the first goal now. But anyway,
do you remember what you were doing? Do you remember what you were doing, Steve, in that match?
Getting excited. Yeah. Promotion. Reliving the memories.
Yeah, absolutely. Getting back to it. So, in other news as well, obviously just come out today, Plymouth Argyle and Sheffield United have been charged by the FA for the misconduct that occurred after the game. We probably should all thank Chris Wilder for that one. So maybe we should send him our bill for our side of it. I don't know what it is. I don't think they've announced what that penalty is. We can appeal, and I think to a degree we should do because he started that. He was well and truly done over by us on the weekend, and it was so pleasing to see all the memes and everything that went around from everybody, Leeds fans as well, joining in. So that was great to see. Tijani is also stated that he is very interested to extend his stay with Argyle. We'll come on to that when we go through his part of the press conference, and I'll ask Steve and Andy what they think on whether or not we should. We have discussed it before, but we'll give views again on whether or not you would extend Tijani's stay, whether we're in League One or in the Championship, which is where we're going to be. So and there's obviously a few rumours to end on sort of Miron's press conference last week about the signings that we've made and sort of targeting effectively Jimmy Dickinson and the recruitment team. So there sort of are rumours around that he's going to leave the club soon. I think if that happens, it sounds like it likely is going to happen. What we'll do is we'll then, digest, some of his time there and some of the players, because I think it's very easy to sort of target, but not forgetting the fact that there's some very tight constraints that are put upon the recruitment team with the club because of the financial circumstance. So it's not like you can just go out there and throw loads of money away. And I think overall, Andy, most of the signings have been good, haven't they? You're never going to get them all right, but yeah, we'll see what comes of it.
Yeah, there's not been a duff signing really. People will sort of say that Ogbeto was a duff signing. I don't think so. I think there's a player there somewhere. He's just a human being like the rest of us, mate, isn't he? I mean, we're all prone to mistakes, making mistakes, but he's a decent little player.
Yeah,
exactly. Just sort of, again, people will talk about Beidou, but I still think there's a player there for Beidou.
Yeah, definitely. That's it for the news.
It's time for the latest Plymouth Argyle news brought to you by the Block 9.
See, it just cuts out. It just cuts out. Look. So that's the main news headlines for you, everybody. Right, just to read out some of the comments, if I can put my teeth back in. Ian, good evening, Ian. He doesn't look like a typical yardie, referring to obviously you, Steve.
Too many pies.
Yeah. Also, Ian has said, can you not get Chris Dawson into football and investing in Argyle? Trust me, I joined in 2005. And obviously, you're sort of realising how big the business was then and successful. It was 19 stores to be precise when I joined. We're now on well over 250.
Wow.
Absolutely, it's like probably 270. I should really know. So he very quickly and clearly made it out that he was not interested whatsoever in football. Those that know him, motocross is his main love. So sadly, there was never any hope of that happening. Ninja Matt with another comment, just had one open in Maidenhead, Mike. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that one opened recently. as well. Marcus was saying, evening Marcus, amazing team and amazing infrastructure.
boy.
Infrastructure. Good to see you in though, Marcus. How the heck did we get charged because Wilder lost the plot? From Marcus as well. Yeah, that's exactly what I was pointing out in the news. We've also got Donna Hone, if I've pronounced that right, Donna, in tonight. I'm glad you were calm and relaxed. As we've said many a time, I was getting quite worked up when I was still like, yes, we will do it, we will do it. And I still stand by that because the chance is there. But when you sort of also accept that, do you know what? If we do go down, it's our own fault and there's not much we can do about that now, then you sort of think a bit differently. Why let it stress you out? But then that's football, isn't it? Also, we have Sarah Mason Palmer, evening again to you.
Macy, yeah, thanks, Macy. I knew someone would get it.
Matty Kennedy scored the first goal. There we go. Jesus, wow. Who else have we got in here? Matt again with another comment. Calm about tomorrow, but raging about the fight. I mean, to be fair, I don't think I'm raging about it. It's just, look, it is what it is. I think we should send Chris Wilder the bill.
6-1, isn't it? It's very much 6-1, half done on the other. You know, when they scored their goal, their player rose straight to Lyndhurst. You saw it, Mike, right in front of us, giving it all out, it all out,
Yeah. Well, he did
that's
get
not violence. What is it? You know, if that's not getting the crowd going, what is it? And it's nothing more than what Argyle players did towards the end. You know,
he's
sake.
Yeah, he took a fair bit of stick because he went down on the deck, didn't he, for Raksaki for about 10 minutes.
If you're going to do that to Argyle fans, or any fans for that matter, you're going to get that, aren't you?
Yeah, exactly. So I'm just going to bring up something that the BBC Sport put out today, just before we start the conversations on the games coming up. So yeah, they did a table on who can be promoted, who can be promoted or relegated, and then who can be relegated. And I think when you look at it, I think it's a stretch up to QPR, but obviously mathematically that is what could happen. But yeah, when you look at it, really, we're following the likes of Cardiff, well, Luton, obviously Cardiff, but then Derby, Hull, potentially Portsmouth, and I think Stoke might be a stretch, but I just would love to see them get sucked into it. It's just a funny old club the way they run at times. But obviously Hull picking up a vital point, Steve, on Monday Night Football against our opponents tomorrow, Middlesbrough. Interesting game that, but yeah, they managed to get that point and that equaliser. I wonder how crucial that could be.
I think it could be crucial come the end of the season, but you've got because Coventry are going for the playoffs, and Coventry still going to play us. I think they've got to play Luton as well.
Yeah.
But going back to Hull, thing is, they're going to play, I think, a couple of teams down the bottom, and they usually cancel each other out, don't they?
Yeah, I think for us, with the games, and I can bring them up again in a minute, but the games that we've got, against some stronger sides, I think, it's like Middlesbrough, Coventry, Preston and Leeds, isn't it? That's like really off the top of your head now, isn't it, with 4 games left? But for us, we do tend to play better against the top sides. So, they're going to be edgy. Sort of Middlesbrough had a bit of that. They sort of got a bit flustered and let Hull come back into the game. And Marcus is just saying in the comments, just pick that one up. They play similar to Norwich. So there's going to be nerves, I think, more with Coventry, more with Middlesbrough than us, because I think we've had that wobble and we've hopefully, touch wood, we've learnt from the Swansea game. So going into this one, we can be a bit like, well, look, guys, 2 wins and like we could be out of this, so I think there's hopefully that positive mindset going into the game from our side. And I think for Middlesbrough, it's going to be very much like we need a win to sort of stay within that chasing pack for the playoffs, Andy.
Yeah, just a quick heads up then, Mike. It was Coventry that they played Hull in midweek Monday night, so that was at Coventry. So
sorry, my mistake. Sorry,
but we're playing Coventry next, so it sort of counts.
Apologies.
Some big games coming up on tomorrow. Derby Luton is one of them, and that's going to be massive. Who's going to win out of that one? Do we want someone to win out of that one? Do we want to draw? Then we've got us against Middlesbrough, of course. looking down the tables, it's like Swansea, Hull, and then Sheffield United, Cardiff. I mean, Cardiff got to go to Sheffield, for goodness sake, who are just on the back of 3 defeats.
Yeah.
So a lot of things could go in our favour tomorrow.
I think the Derby Luton one's interesting, isn't it? Because Derby currently, I mean, all right, our goal difference is a nightmare, so it is effectively 4 points, but they're on 43, ourselves and Luton on 40. You'd almost say, would you want, if anything, Luton to win to really drag Derby back into it?
Yeah.
Because obviously the more that those teams outside that zone get those wins, the more difficult it's going to be to clamber out of it. So
They certainly don't want a Derby win because they're at Pride Park. Luton haven't got a good record away from home at the moment, so I can only see one result there, really, Derby winning that one. But I'd love to see either a 0-0 draw or a 1-1 draw, so that doesn't pull Derby too far ahead of us.
Who's home anyway?
Who's what? Sorry,
is it Derby or Luton at home? I can't remember.
Derby are at home, yeah.
Are they?
Yeah, Derby at home. Cardiff are away to Sheffield United. I mean, Sheffield United, I want to get back on the hunt again, aren't they? They're 5 points outside the top there.
Yeah.
So they want to get back in the automatics, don't they?
Yeah, and it will make for us. We want Leeds to sort of almost not be in a position, or at least in a position where they've secured automatic, but certainly top spot. That could be the interesting one at the end of the season.
Leeds are away to Oxford, aren't they? So I'm making a favour there. Leeds.
Yeah, Oxford, who upset Sheffield United before us midweek. So it certainly makes it an interesting time and do you know what, it's what makes the Championship such an awesome league, because you can think you're sort of sat up there, say if you are QPR, and suddenly if you have an absolute nightmare and other things go against you, suddenly you're trickling down. They're probably going to be all right, QPR, Preston, Oxford, Stoke potentially, but it's just mad, isn't it, how things are going to flip.
We win tomorrow, and Luton and Cardiff lose. Suddenly we're third from bottom, and then chasing the other teams down. Portsmouth have got to be looking over their shoulder.
Yeah. And also Martin Ingham, good evening, mate. Good to see you in. There was a better article on BBC Football which just focused on 8 teams who could possibly get relegated. They then gave each a likelihood percentage. They gave us 98% to go down.
What do they know?
It's what? Sorry.
What do they know?
Yeah, exactly. Well, they've put it into the supercomputers. I mean, I might even ask Grok live on air and just say, who do you think's going to be relegated in the Championship, and see what that comes out with. Who knows? From one game to the next, it just flips all the time. So Marcus saying in the comments as well, Joe Edwards is like the Yorkshire Terrier. He'll be in Whittaker's ear, winding him up. What's the odds Whittaker doesn't get sent off? Well, you'd think that he would start with Carrick would start with Whittaker because of it's his old club, but he has had such a poor run of form at Middlesbrough.
Hasn't scored yet.
Yeah, and it's almost like, can they afford to risk a player when they are so close to that playoffs? I mean, he had, as I pointed out in his last game, he had a FOTMOB rating probably would have complemented some of the Argyle ones against Swansea. Yeah. I have got his FOTMOB stats up, so we'll I'll tell you what, I'll bring it up now. Let me just go to the screen share. If I just click on Whittaker, so obviously this is his season stats. But Middlesbrough's played 12. I can see on the right, it's just hiding behind Stephen Andy, but scored none. But his average FOTMOB rating is 6.83. So 3 goals, 2 assists, started 27, and obviously those goals are from us. Matches 32. He and Barley Mumba were 2 players before he left that had the top minutes played for Argyle before he left. But yeah, 3 yellow cards. I don't know how many were with us, but here we go. There's a few. You can see the minutes he's played. And his FOTMOB rating down here, actually. So, Millwall, he had a 6.4 against Leeds, only played 24 minutes. Wow. Unless he went off injured, obviously. Substitute minutes, isn't it? 20 minutes against Blackburn, 6.5. 24 minutes against Oxford, 6.4. So, I mean, really, there's not much showing at all. I mean, he started off okay, looking at the bottom ones, but he's sort of fallen off a cliff, isn't he? And again, this is all about right club for the right player. And obviously he did well for us, initially, but yeah, he's not doing well there. So when people, Steve, moan about we didn't get enough for Whittaker for Cooper, yeah, probably, but we absolutely did all right with Whittaker.
We certainly did. And I believe there's some add-ons as well, isn't there?
There always is, isn't there? And amongst these deals,
$6 million plus add-ons, I think.
So yeah, but I mean the star man that we're all looking. Well, we're not looking forward to see if he plays well, of course. But we miss and wish we had had him still here is Finn Azaz. So looking at his stats, let me just get my mouse in the right place. There we go. So if we come down, there we go. So goals 10 this season, assists 11, started 39 games, matches overall 41. So he's been playing obviously a lot, 3,204 minutes. A FOTMOB rating of 7.21, 5 yellow cards and no red cards. So, but interestingly, and this could just be, based on their form as well, low ratings over the last 3 games. But, when you look, where's my mouse gone? When you look below that, he's had a pretty decent, big 9.4. Is that 9.4, 8.4 and 8.2 against Cuba and Derby? Say again?
The class is there, isn't it? You can't underestimate him.
No, you can't, and you can see if I just move us out the way a second, you can see on the top right hand corner, obviously the player traits, the chances created, touches, and shot attempts and goals. So that's a pretty good, attacking chart.
That got away. That's what I'll say.
Yeah, well, but do you know what? Yeah, it is, and sadly, when we're not always able to fight for those players, and when we signed Whittaker and Barley for 2 million, we were all, if you'd have weighed it all up, you'd have said we were pretty happy with that outcome overall. So we can't get every player, but it was good that we enjoyed Finn Azaz while he was here. So. Touch upon Middlesbrough's form as well. So sort of looking at
their... Two, haven't they?
Say again?
Lost the last 2.
Yeah, so lost 1-0, 1-0, then 2 wins on the bounce, 2 losses on the bounce, and a draw in their last 5 games.
Yeah.
So
even Ian Natural's been struggling in their side as well.
Well, they've got a few did you pick up on some injuries, Andy?
Yeah, there's a few injuries down there. Yeah, Luke Ayling's injured, isn't he? He's quite a decent player for them. Got quite a few players out too, for the rest of the season. So even though they sort of spent well in the summer and bought a few players in the summer, they've still got that little bit of depth, I suppose. I don't know if Azaz is injured. It doesn't say that he was, Marcus, to be fair. I'm just commenting on Marcus's question.
Yeah, that's it. Just put that up. Yeah, on screen. So
that's if he was.
Yeah. What are you thinking? If we look at their sort of season stats, their last start in 11, like I said, Whittaker on 6.8. Sort of Azaz was on 7.2. Not a bad game there. A few players in the 7s, which is generally pretty good. But yeah, what are you thinking? What are your thoughts ahead of that game tomorrow?
Who are you referring to there?
Oh, sorry, Andy. Sorry.
Oh, right. Sorry.
Yeah.
So we know exactly what Finn Azaz can do. We know exactly what Morgan Whittaker can do. He has got. Whittaker's got it within him to potentially run rings around us, and he's going to want to prove a point against us as well, isn't he? Azaz, we know the qualities he's got. He's a class player, and they've got other players like that in the team as well. So it's going to be a really tough game up there. But saying that, they've lost the last 2 games. So anything. I think if we score first, that mentality is that maybe their heads will drop because they're behind again. We just don't know. We don't know how it's going to go. We've done well against them in the past. We can see that on screen now. Apart from July 21, where we lost 2-1 at home, but we had 2 draws and an away win. So
yeah, Sam in the comments was saying about let's get a result like last season, 2-0 away to them on February the 24th,
and that was Ian Foster.
Yeah, God, yeah, of course it was, yeah.
People saying that Ian Foster
dominated that game.
Yeah, we did. We get the first goal, and I think we can go on and win it. We certainly will go on and win it.
I think we had 17 shots in the first half.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It's one of those where, you know, the first goal again is so important. But Argyle did show at home that, you know, sort of, I know people, and we discussed it obviously on Sunday, you know, different views on that first half. Obviously, Miron was quite positive about it. I think overall that wasn't a bad first half, and you know, we sort of stopped Sheffield United really trying to play the way they wanted to and get the shots off, which was evident from the stats. You know, that late goal in the first half, though, great bit of play, and it just goes to show you the quality that, you know, they have when they can switch it on, you know, and you give someone like Raksaki too much time on the ball, tucks it in on his left foot and bends it into the goal. But, you know, we came back from it. Yep, you know, Edwards is, you know, sort of people have, you know, spoken highly of him, rightly so, in that second half. Miron confirming again today that he's going to start. You know, it's, I just think that let's just go out there and make sure we calm, get through the first 10 minutes of just settling the game down, because I wouldn't be surprised at all if they go 100 miles an hour straight at us.
Yeah. I mean, what was good about Saturday was that we got in their faces after we went behind, and it was like it almost needed us to go behind to wake up a bit, because we didn't play too badly in the first half. But certainly, I'm trying to think of the last time we actually won from coming from behind like that.
West Brom.
It was West Brom, was it? Yeah, thanks, Steve. I thought you might have picked up on that, but yeah. So if we do go behind, it's not we're going to go and get hammered again now. You know, apart from Swansea, if you like. But
we done against Sunderland earlier in the season as well, didn't we?
Yeah, we've got the ability to come from behind and actually win games. And we did that without Katic. We did that without Maxi. So we had two of our key players out. I mean, Pleggy wasn't 100% fit, I don't think. So we were carrying sort of quite a few injuries. But
knocks here and there, yeah.
Knocks here and there. But, you know, Houghton coming in with Randall, I think that's a good pair in there. And bringing JB on at the end with fresh legs is probably a good thing, you know?
So. Yeah, it was definitely one of those where, you know, sort of we ended that game like we said on Sunday, didn't we? With sort of, you know, really like just this, what is this club doing to us? You know, the emotional roller coaster of that, you know. But yeah, when you consider where injuries have plagued us and really impacted us. You know, under the Rooney tenure, you know, no matter, I think when we digest it all post-season on a live lounge or on a show, you know, I think, you know, the fact that those injuries did cost us badly, you know, of a squad that isn't as doesn't have the depth as some do, but it's one of those where, you know, the likes of Poulsen stepping in, you know, Pleggy, who's been awesome. Nice. It's just Sorinola now obviously out, as we all know, for the rest of the season, you know, so Ogbeta not having a brilliant game, but you know, you've got these players coming in that have got to stand up now and fight for it. It was great to see some of that, you know, and Tajani, as we said, coming on and getting the winner, you know, and Hardy doing his bit again, you know, his confidence is massive.
None of them had a look in at the start of the season, did they?
Yeah.
No, but do you know what? Football's, as they say, a funny old game.
Funny old game, right?
Funny old game. So, Steve, what are your expectations then tomorrow?
Well, we need to be we need to be in their faces. Joe Edwards is going to be so key to Argyle tomorrow.
Yeah.
I'll remember last season we put Jabi in the 10. Maybe they could play him there again tomorrow. Because he had his best game away to Borough, didn't he?
Would you start with him though, Steve, or would you start with Houghton and Randall?
I wouldn't start with Tajani. I would keep him on the bench tomorrow, especially for the last 35 minutes. It's going to be key.
Marcus just said that. Look, he's repeating what you said, Steve.
Yeah, it wasn't JB best game for us against Borough playing as a number 10. It's a difficult one because, you know, the stats that were discussed last week about, you know, sort of JB and Randall when they've started Argyle haven't won a game except for when you pulled it up. Was it Blackburn? Did you say, Steve?
It was. Yeah, Blackburn.
Yeah.
And the last game that Houghton and Randall lost in the same team together was Stoke at home this season.
Yeah.
Back in August.
Yeah, that's it. So it's almost, you almost think, like I said on Sunday, God, do you just not do that just to keep
Yeah.
the sort of hoodoo away and sort of because the impact if they can start off the same against Sheffield United, we expect to absorb the pressure, and see how the game pans out. It could be different with Edwards starting, but I think he was itching. It was clear that he was frustrated with being left out of the lineup on Saturday, and that's a different mentality than when he comes on, to get the crowd going after being one down. So, yeah, with Tajani, I don't know. Are you going to start him? I mean, I've got the lineup builder ready to go, and I was going to do it after the press conferences, but we might as well look at doing it now. Uh, would you be starting with Tajani then, Andy?
I don't know about starting with him, but then again, I wouldn't want to start with Obafemi, so probably yes.
Yeah. So
yeah,
well,
I'd
we're definitely going to have Randall there. So, who are you pitting? So, obviously, the back three are not really going to change, are they?
No, I wouldn't have thought so, unless he brings Katic back in. I don't think he's going to bring Katic back in. And someone said that Maxi might be fit. I don't know, but I wouldn't throw him straight back on the side anyway. I think
Cratchit's fit for Coventry, apparently.
yeah. So those three at the back there: Plegaswelo, Paulson, and Zooks. Yeah, that's about right.
Do you pick Mumba on the left?
You've just switched Mumba over to the left. Yeah, Ogbeta on the right. Would you start with Joe Edwards? I don't know if I would start with Joe Edwards.
Well, so music says he will, so you have to because he's going to start.
Okay, that's fine. If he does, that's brilliant. But will he last 90 minutes? He probably won't. Which means if we go a goal up or 2 goals up, then we need someone solid back there. And I'm not sure about Callum Wright at the moment. Hardy and Bundu up top, yeah, definitely.
So my point on Wright. Well, we haven't. Let's finish off the midfield first. So are you sticking with Randall and Houghton?
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah,
Fine,
I wouldn't split that because that they played so well together, and I think with Houghton in there gives that bit of experience to Rans. It just
gives a bit more of a defensive mindset, doesn't it?
Yeah,
and like you say,
it gives Rans more of a free rein to go forward, which is good. So he can run forward with the ball as well. I'd almost put Mumba up top and then have and change it for Pukash on the left.
Oh, really? Right. Okay. So
I'd drop right straight out of it.
So would you move Hardy to the right? Where's my mouse gone? There we go.
Yeah, I'd have Hardy to the right.
Let's see if I can remember how to spell Pukash. There we go. So that's what you would be looking at, yeah?
That's what I'd be looking at, and then having Mumba and Hardy up there with Bundu. I'd almost have Bundu as a target man behind Hardy, but it seems to work. They seem to know each other's play, don't they?
Yeah, so just for those that listen post this live, so we've got effectively Hazard in goal, Zooks, Paulson, Plegaswelo, Pukac, Randall, Houghton, Edwards, Mumba, Hardy, and Bundu. So I think the interesting one for me on right, and it's the same, I think for JB and TJ, and any player really that, isn't even Obafemi actually, to throw that into the mix. I said on Sunday that, when we're doing well and obviously we come back into the game a bit more, and although we hadn't scored by then, the timing of the substitutions was obviously crucial. But everybody then has that lift, and starts. It's just like the whole mindset. Of course, naturally, when you're playing really well, the whole team generally is playing really well. So when you come on as a sub, you do well on that. In the first half, Wright, Bundu and Hardy didn't really get much of the balls played up to them properly. There was quite a few long ball chances, but we were very much defending, sort of the Sheffield United rather than trying to attack them. And then in the second half, when we turned it on, there was more of those opportunities. So we've seen Wright come on and JB, and do well, in that against Norwich, as substitutions. Happened again with JB and TJ on Saturday against Sheffield United. So it's really about who do you think can do the right job in how Music thinks the first half is going to go. And if it's a case of absorbing all the pressure again, none of our games, do they, vary change from 70 to 30 possession-wise in favour of the opposition. So for me, I don't disagree that I think Randall and Houghton to start with in midfield, same back three with Edwards on the right. I think I would put Mumba on the. Oh, where's my mouse gone? I would put Mumba sort of on the left there. I don't know. Oh, who do I want to put up front? Or does he go a little bit more defensive as a 4-4-2? But I don't think he will do because he hasn't. I mean, is it a bit controversial? I know Andy might. I know Gavin, who couldn't join us tonight, might pick Obafemi as a potential to come back in again. I know.
I'd rather have Tijani in there than Obafemi.
I don't think TJ can play 45 minutes at the moment.
Or 90 even.
Yeah.
Let alone, yeah. So
what do? Do you put him in for the first half,
TJ.
bring him off half time? Or what?
Say that again, sorry?
Do you put him in for the first 45 minutes and bring him off half time?
I think it's all going to be on how the game goes. I mean, one thing Obafemi can do is cause problems with players, and he chases them down well, and again, but against Watford, wasn't it? He had a great game, and then he was shocking against sort of Norwich. So it's just how we're starting off in these games, and against Watford, we actually started very well. So I think if say we went with this. Because in terms of my lineup, if that's what we went with, having Tijani then as that attacking option, like with sort of half an hour to go, bringing on JB to come in to sort of replace Houghton if we're getting those chances, assuming Randall's having a good game. That's where then I think it's using those players to their strengths at the moment as substitutes. They all want to start, obviously, but I just think for me. Callum Wright can be a little bit weak on the ball, and if the team is playing positively, his pace, and he can hit some great balls in. So when the ball's played to his feet, he does well. He's had a few chances, obviously, to score and fluff them, but that's for me. I just think starting off with that and seeing how we go. So that's mine, Steve. What would you sort of change within that then?
I'm changing my mind again.
Yeah, I'm just going to bring that comment
I'll put
up.
my team in just before.
Yeah, no, you can read it out though because I've got multiple things I'm trying to monitor. So
but
Marcus has just said I'd rather have Ben Waine than Obafemi.
There is a temptation just to play Tijani for the first half.
Yeah,
and then probably bring someone like Callum Wright or something on in the second half.
Yeah. So you would starting from the top then, you would have Bundu and Tijani and Hardy,
and put Bundu out on the left and put
So
Tijani as a target man.
Yeah, sorry, yeah. Yeah. So then what would you do in the midfield?
Keep the midfield the same.
And naturally the defence, because there's not much of a choice.
You're not changing Houghton or Randall. And I'll keep the defence just the same as well.
Yeah. So you're gone.
And Edwards and Mumba, yeah.
Yeah, so you're effectively same as me, except for you would drop Obafemi for Tijani and switch him and Bundu. I just think it's all going to be how he starts that game, and what he's expecting. I mean, we're not prolific, so and like I said, it's a 70-30 possession. It seems to be all the time, where we're pressing and trying to manage the opposition team from minimising their chances and then trying to catch them out. So I just sort of do wonder how he will start it. So a few different options from us all there. Obviously, in the comments, if anybody wants to give their thoughts, I'll shout that out. But yeah, it's definitely going to be an interesting. Let me just switch views. It's definitely going to be an interesting one tomorrow. And what I'll do now is, let me just bring up my notes, is we'll just review what was said in the press conference today. Tijani was the player being interviewed, and obviously, as usual, afterwards, Muslich, or as my AI summary notes of the transcript says Mary, so obviously can't pick up music. You do have to, you do have to laugh at some of the things. Bless the AI. So Tijani was sort of asked the questions as follows about his goal impact. Scored obviously a crucial goal against Sheffield United, gave us the 3 points, sent us into delirium. Amazing. He described it as a well taken due to a defender's mistake, which was vital for the team around and the fight to stay in the league. Manager's instructions, he said that he was told to win the game. It's always a bit funny, these things, isn't it? It's like, every time you bring a sub on, you're probably telling them that, aren't you, Andy? Go out there and win us the game.
But he must believe in him to go and actually win the game. He must just see something that is saying, if I put him on now, he's going to go win me the game. So he's just reinforcing what he's saying in training, maybe. Go and win me the game,
Yeah, well, you're not going to go out there and go, mate, just go out there and try for us.
He sort of hinted as well, isn't he, that he wants to be here next season, hopefully in the Championship.
Yeah,
he was a bit sort of umming and ahhing about whether we were down in League One, but he seemed pretty certain that he wanted to be here for in the Championship.
Yeah, just Mark, who's joined us. Evening, Mark. Good to see you again. See the team coach broke down. Oh, I didn't pick up on that one. So let's hope that's not an omen.
You think they'd fly up to that one, wouldn't you?
No, they did. Someone did post them leaving yesterday to go up. So yeah, that is a bit of a journey, that one, to spend on the coach. But yeah, I think you're going to naturally tell a player that you're bringing on to G them up to go out there and win the game. He also said he emphasised the importance of, the substitutes' influence in the game. And as a lot of us said, he did get the timing of those right this time. He has been criticised for leaving his subs too late. The atmosphere and how that motivated him in the game. He said he described the electric atmosphere after the goal and the high team motivation for the upcoming Middlesbrough match, aiming to maintain form and pressure other teams. Absolutely. Challenging season for him, that was brought up, and he said it was noted that this is one of his toughest seasons due to multiple injuries, but expressed resilience and optimism about contributing in the final games. And I do love that, Steve. There's, Katic as well. We said about Pleggy, obviously with a fractured rib, I think, Maxime wanting to get back in. That's a neat, that's what you want, isn't it? And even from a lone player like Katic.
Playing for the shirt, aren't they?
Yeah, and I mean, they are obviously pitting themselves out in the window, let's not forget, because they want to, prove that they can do a job. But I do honestly believe the sentiment is there, absolutely. On praising teammates, he appreciated Ryan Hardy, acknowledging his hard work despite injuries, highlighting their different striking styles. Ryan is a natural goal scorer, he's saying, and certainly, since coming back, under Muslich, that's what he's been. English football, asked about that, and he said he's found the Championship physicality and intensity high compared to previous leagues, expressing interest in staying with the club, as we'll touch upon a bit more in a second, if they avoid relegation. Club environment, he said, describe the club as a family, appreciating the support from the players, coaches, and the fans, and staying up being a potential greatest achievement. I mean, to do it 2 seasons on the bounce, it would be pretty immense. So, on his sort of, should he stay or should he go now? I think it's quite clear from that press conference that if we do go down, he's not going to want to play in League One. It's whether or not he can show enough to put himself out there to catch the attention of another Championship club. But Andy, if the option was there, I think in League One, you would sort of say bite his hand off and take him, wouldn't you? And then, if we stay up though, would you still stick with him as well?
I'm just wondering what sort of relationship he has with Muslich, because obviously Muslich sees something in him to put him on and say, go and get me a goal, go and win the game. And he speaks well of the gaffer, and so I'm just wondering whether actually Muslich himself would, get him to stay. And even if we're in League One, whether he'd sort of coax him a little bit, and like he did with Katic staying and Maxi staying. So yeah, I'd love to have him in League One. I think he's got the ability, he's got the skill. If he was in League One with us, I think he'd terrorise a few defences. He's doing that already in the Championship now. With getting a couple of goals now and then when he's played.
One of the big noticeables with him coming on Saturday was, sort of winning a lot of the headers, when the ball came up, and it's rare that we see that. Bundu's got some height to him and physical build, but he struggles to win them. But when you were watching Tijani, and realizing, let alone in the warm ups when you see him, he is a big dude, isn't he?
Got presence.
And he really wanted to win every ball. So it's, again, whether he starts or not. Well, I think if he starts, then that will tell me that Muzic is saying to them, go at it. Get the balls up to Tijani. If you have to
He
punt
needs
them,
to
but
run a
make
game.
sure you
He
aim for him.
does. I
Say
think
again?
I think he needs to run a games.
Yeah, well, there's only 4 to go. So
I know.
I just wonder whether Muzic just had a word in his ear saying, "Look, there's a contract at the end of this for you, in the Championship. We can stay out. There's a contract at the end for you. We will sort of put a bid in for you." And I'm just wondering if Tijani is responding to that, because I think he wants to play in England, doesn't he?
Yeah. Look, it's interesting. Muzic has believed in him. Obviously, he was a signing that came in under Rooney. So he's one of those that has actually then sort of kept that favouritism with Muzic. I mean, Steve, if we stay in the chat when we stay in the Championship, sorry, excuse me, folks. Would you take him on? Considering the investment that might come and all this sort of stuff, would you take Tijani as an option in the Championship?
I haven't seen enough of him. That's being honest.
So effectively, get through these next 4 games. However he comes on and plays, pick yourself out there, show what you can do,
Yeah.
and then there's 4 games. And if we stay up, then it's like then we'll consider it.
Yeah.
If we go down, it might be that his wages that he wants, let alone not wanting to play in League One, might dictate that. Obviously, we don't show an interest. But yeah, and the injuries. He referenced obviously there the multiple injuries, so it was the hamstring tear that was the same as Edwards, but obviously there's clearly a couple of others there, and it, people have said, don't want another Galloway. Obviously Galloway, will be ready for the new season now, won't play a final part here. But that was a risk as well, signing Galloway an extension, wasn't it? Knowing that he has those injuries, and obviously he's been out for a while now.
Every season he's been out, isn't he? Ever since we had him, he's had some sort of long-term injury. Galloway has, hasn't he?
Yeah, it's tough.
He's been so unlucky. But do you know what? He played for Everton when he was 16 years old, and he was brilliant in his younger days. But he's been so unlucky. But he's had injuries all the way through his career, hasn't he?
Yeah, so it's a risk, isn't it? Great player though when he does come on to play. Personally for me, just to sort of give my view on that, I would consider both options. The investment side though, if that really does come off in a significant way when we stay up, then you could say, well, actually, do you know what? We don't want to risk someone that has got those injuries, and we might look at other options there. Moving on to Muzic, obviously give your thoughts in the comments. Let us know what you think. I know Marcus, let me just bring that up here, said it's a no for him if we go down. I would prefer going for the likes of Jata than TJ due to his being prone to injuries. Can't argue with that really. So Muzic, in his presser, performance consistency was brought up. He acknowledged the team's struggles to maintain the strong performances consistently, stressing the need to avoid disappearing in games, especially against a strong Middlesbrough side. We all know it's that first goal will potentially knock us if we concede. The challenge that we face against Middlesbrough, he said, described it as a top Middlesbrough as a top possession based team with playoff ambitions, requiring a balanced setup and calmness to stay in the game, using the Sheffield United comeback as an example, with us going 1-0 down there. Tactical approach he will take to it, emphasise starting and finishing strongly with a specific plan for Middlesbrough while keeping flexibility due to the unpredictable game dynamics, and that's what sort of I'm looking at really when it comes to the situation with Tijani. And then player roles. Confirmed Joe Edwards will start due to his leadership and impact, e.g. the set piece involvement, praising his ability to manage his physical output, highlighted substitutes as well, like Tijani for their in-game, for their game-changing physicality. So absolutely, as we've already said ourselves. Injury then updates came through. Noted progress on Nikolai Katic, or Nicola Cottage, as the transcribed transcription came out with. That's just funny. Maybe we'll start calling him that now. Potentially,
you wouldn't say it to his face.
Say again.
You wouldn't say it to his face.
No, you wouldn't. No. Unless he wants to lose another tooth. All right.
No.
So potentially available soon. Maxi's push to return as well. Wouldn't actually sort of say whether or not when he could come back in. So didn't want to really. I think wants to keep his cards close to his chest. Stressing the collective defending to counter their individual quality. Fixture planning as well, focused solely on Middlesbrough due to the immediate importance and the long trip, delaying Coventry preparations until after the game. I know we haven't touched up on Coventry. We will give it 10 minutes or so in a second. Momentum and belief. Reflected on the Sheffield United turnaround as a momentum shift, driven by the belief and the, sort of urging the team to replicate this in the remaining games. So this is going to be another show of the mental state, depending on how the game starts for sure. And then the season outlook, maintain realistic optimism for that survival, acknowledging the ups and downs, the Swansea loss, but believe in the team's ability to perform against the top teams like Middlesbrough and citing past points against strong opponents, which is, we said that on Sunday, that, there's a strong feeling there, that we do end up playing better in most instances against the better sides. Sarah Mason Palmer, Macy, I think Galloway had a clause in his contract previously that after so many games played, he'd get another contract, is what I heard when we signed a new one. So, fair enough. That extension was signed under Rooney, wasn't it? Yeah, so there's that. So just sort of the highlighted points from the press conferences there, and thanks to all the isms from the transcriber bots not getting it completely right, giving us a few laughs. So I want to touch upon, I haven't prepared much, but just to say to everybody, thank you for joining us tonight on our live lounge. If you are new to the show, we are the Block 9 podcast. Started off with myself and Andy and Carl. Is only Carl's away on holiday with his family in Poland, so enjoying some time there. You've got three of us tonight. We've also got Gavin, who normally joins us, couldn't make it tonight, Herbie. Also, we have Emma, who joined us for a live lounge a few weeks ago, our first female member on the pod. She hasn't been able to get on since, but will be live on the next one. You can check us out on the block9.co.uk, our website, and we are on YouTube, X, and Facebook, but mainly on YouTube and X at the Block 9 podcast. So go and check us out, give us a like and a subscribe, get the notification as well if you want to know when we come on. But generally that is a Thursday at 8:45 like tonight, and then Sunday at 6:30 after the game on Saturday. Now, because of the bank holiday weekend and because of Easter Sunday, we won't be live on Sunday, but if I just pull up my little graphic, here's one I prepared earlier. We will be live on Monday. So let's call it Monday Night Football. So we will review the Middlesbrough game and the Coventry game at 8:45. We thought we'd go a little bit later again because there's obviously going to be a lot of people doing a lot of stuff with family and maybe sort of recovering from hangovers on Monday. But yeah, come and join us. Come and join us then. Where will we be? Andy, where do you think we'll be come the show on Monday evening?
We shall be outside the bottom three.
Absolutely. Steve?
Outside of the bottom three, especially if we pick up 6 points.
Yeah, we are on the road to survival. Yeah, there you go. You heard it here first.
I did see my psychiatrist at the weekend, though, to be fair.
I was looking at the
It is Easter weekend, and we could well have egg on our face.
Well, we could.
So,
Very
but
good.
yeah, look. So come and join us. Then it'll be good. I'm really hopeful that we're going to start the week on a big positive with that one. But yeah, so Monday's game against Coventry. Sort of. What are you thinking and what you're feeling towards that one? Another promotion chasing team, Andy.
Yeah.
So it's not going to be easy. But again, like we keep saying, we played better against those better sides. So yeah, how do you think that one's going to go?
Well, being Easter weekend, I think Argyle are going to resurrect their season. I think there's going to be a good game against them. I think we're going to go and win that. I think we're going to win it.
I'm just
Pretty
going to
sure.
bring up the head-to-head. So bear with me a second. No, that's the wrong one because their next game is not us, of course. Keep talking, Andy, while I just
Keep
bring
talking.
that.
Yeah. So I can see Argyle resurrecting their season, coming out of the bottom three with a win against Middlesbrough. All right, and then another win against Coventry. There you go. So two wins on the spin, and we're going to
We've
be at the
never
bottom
lost
three.
at the Riverside.
I haven't lost at the Riverside, right? So yeah, okay. So
There's
The last time we
next.
lost up there,
one win, four
it was
wins.
Erison Park.
Yes, it was. Yeah. So that on Coventry, Coventry is going to be a tough game. I'm not going to lie about that because Lampard's doing a good job up there. He's got them doing really well. I don't know what their form has been like. Even in Ben, I'm not
Yeah.
sure what their form has been like for the last few games, but
Well, looking at can you see the head-to-head there? Yeah. So
yeah, the
obviously,
head-to-head is that game at Coventry last season. No, it was the season before that. Sorry, when we lost 1-0. The ball went out of the line, so it should never have been a win anyway. So, but yeah,
was that the one that went out should have been a corner?
Yeah.
Or
No,
goal
that
kick,
never
sorry.
was.
Yeah, God, yeah.
I think their form at the minute that they've been drawing a lot of games, Coventry, and they really need to start picking up wins if they're going to get in the playoffs. It's going to be a tough game, no doubt about it.
Yeah, it's not. I mean, sort of out of 6 games, 4 wins to them, 1 win to us, and a draw. So it doesn't. If you follow the stats, it doesn't bode well for sure. Let me just.
Sheffield Wednesday. We beat Sheffield Wednesday last weekend, so who's to say we're not going to beat Coventry?
No, so their last run of form games, drawing obviously to Hull, as Andy corrected me at the start of the show, where they played on Monday Night Football, not Middlesbrough. And then obviously Portsmouth winning 1-0, and then losing to Burnley, Sheffield United, and then beating Sunderland. So, yeah, they're sort of up and down with it for sure. But they're another team. They're sat in the last spot of the playoffs that will desperately, want to, eke that gap even more to West Brom, who are behind them on 60 points, so they're 63. So if I just move us out the way, where's my mouse gone?
It'll be hard, but 12th man will get on our side, and I think we'll raise our game again.
Yeah, and sort of, again, some decent 7s in their squad from the last starting 11 based on season stats. So I think it's almost like, can we get 2 wins out of these 2 sides? And I just think if you take the, excuse the French, but fuck it attitude and just go out there and go and try and make it happen, just go out there with a high confidence. And because at the end of the day, there's not much to lose. Yes, we could go down, of course, but people are writing us off for that anyway. But go out there and just see what you can do. And this is where I think when you teams at the bottom and you're playing each other, one like we did against Derby just had an absolute mare at home and they sort of rolled us over. But there's games where they are scrappy and people are nervous. So while others are playing each other. Let's see if we can take advantage and get a win and make it a good sort of 3 on the bounce of
I
top
think going into
sides.
Monday's game, I think there might be a little bit of freshening up as well.
And so that actually, Steve, it's a good point to bring up. With the games in so quick succession and with the lack of availability, we could see though the surprise of Katic or Maxi returning. The last thing we need, touch wood everywhere, is any to pick up any more injuries tomorrow that then sort of cause us a bit of a problem. Marcus saying, see if Carl can do some talent spotting while he is in Poland for the players next season. Well, I mean, judging by his earlier posts, I mean, he's having such an enthralling holiday that he needed to let us all know that the bin men over in Poland also jet wash your bins after emptying them. So I don't know if I feel sorry for his wife and his kids if that's the tourist attractions that Carl's taking them to see. So yeah. No, but evening, Carl. So I hope you are all, from the photos he shared with us earlier, yeah, they're enjoying the sunshine. That's for sure. And obviously, Marcus with another one of his comments as usual. We are doomed, Andy. Doomed.
Shoulders back, lovely boy. Get those shoulders back.
We won't have that talk, Marcus. Come on, please. But
I should have been in the square, lovely boy.
Yeah, good to see you in. So it's time for goal predictions, and then what I'll do is I will go to the website to see the leaderboard table on the championship shootout. Now Ninja Matt is off it.
No, don't even go there. My boy will be running nuts, house.
Yeah, well, Matt's been effectively playing it while he's been listening to us because he's devastated to hear that. But Steve, score prediction for Middlesbrough.
I'm going to go for a 2-0 win to the Green Army, just like last season.
Andy, Middlesbrough score?
Same again, 2-0, yeah.
So what am I thinking? Because I'm just not so sure away from home if we can have too much of attacking play, I'm going to stick with another 1-0 victory. So that's what I'm going to go with. Coventry, Steve?
2-1 to Argyle.
Yeah, the
These are
same.
my scores, isn't he? I'm going to have to go 3-1 then, aren't I?
And I think I'll stick with my, I'll be boring and stick with my 1-0. So 6 points, we're all saying, I think why not? Let's go for it, for sure. Yeah, so let me just switch back. So you heard us talking about it if you joined us from the start, the championship shootout. This is on our Block 9 podcast website. As you can see, the address at the top, the block9.co.uk. Don't forget the was as you get an apartment listing, and that's not us. But yeah, on here you will see our little championship shootout. It also links the latest lives that we've done. You can see the Sheffield United one there on Sunday night, and obviously the one that we did before this one. Actually, that is saying that's the latest one. So no, it isn't. Sorry, that is the last one. Come on, open my eyes. I need to get my bloody eye test done again. And also, you can see the podcast streamed. We are on all major podcast platforms. So once we finish this, I'll wrap it up, and either later on today or tomorrow morning we'll publish it out, so you can listen to it at your leisure as well if you're not able to join us in the live. So it's pointless telling you that, because if you're not in here, then you're not going to know that. So the championship shootout. So this is the little game that we played. Let me just move us to the right.
I've spent too much time on this game today.
So it can be very addictive. You just need to pick your team, which inevitably, pick Plymouth Argyle. And then you've got to, Space Invaders style, is shoot your opposition. There you go. And dodge all their red shots. You get 3 lives. I lost them all very quickly. I haven't got a high score, so I'm just going to click OK. Man United 2, Leon 2. So Steve, of the score there, that's not a full time though, is it? So
no,
or is it?
Leon scored on the 71st minute and 77th minute. So I think they still got about 10 minutes, 5 or 10 minutes to go.
Oh God, right, okay. So there you can see the leaderboard. We only show the top 10. So Josh, Andy's son there on 16,776. Who's the anonymous then?
It's Josh again. He just hit it. And
he hit the OK too quickly. Yeah. So and there's Ninja Matt. Oh, a lowly third now, Matt. Oh, I don't know.
Martin's getting into the relegation zone.
Yeah. So Spurs are winning as well. Christ, that's a rarity.
Come on, Spurs.
So so there you go, guys. That's the game. It can telling you now to get 16,000 points is not easy.
Tough. And it's really tough to get. I think he got to level 7 to get that, but
and I do not want, because it gets asked every time, to make a League One version. So I just want to stop that right now.
We do need an Exeter City flying saucer going across the top.
Well, it's got to be.
That's a bonus.
It's got to be some sort of added bonus. Yeah, it can't shoot us or anything like that if you're selecting Plymouth Argyle. But that's the game, guys. So you can go and find that on our Block 9 podcast. So have a bit of fun. To be fair, I need to see how many times it's been played if I can pull up the page stats, because there's no one else that's gone onto it from an opposition team. But it's a bit of fun. It's a bit
I
of
did
fun.
promote it the other night. I was on TikTok Live, and I did promote it on the TikTok Live the other night. So some people might come along and join.
Leon just had a player sent off.
Oh, God. Steve's clearly got it on next to him. Yeah, red card is Graham Byrne. Evening, Graham. Good to see you in the chat. So Graham, as someone that has obviously resigned himself a while ago to us going down, what's your score predictions? And Ben, Matt, Marcus, others, if you get them in there quickly before I sign off, I'll read them out. What was I going to say? So look, it's the Easter weekend. It's a good time to spend with family where you can. For all those in retail and any other jobs where you're working through that, obviously, except for the Sunday, that is, wish you well and appreciate your commitments there. I'm looking forward to it tomorrow. We're driving up, like I said, to see family as well. So I should make that in plenty of time to watch it later. Because Kettering is obviously international, right? So I'll be keeping an eye out for that later. Looking forward to it. I might get a bit more twitchy as we get closer to the match. Fingers crossed it starts the weekend off on a positive one, that's for sure. Ben's going 1-1 tomorrow and then 2-0 against Coventry. We'll see how that goes. So he's picking up 4 points there. Say again?
I'll take 4 points. I prefer 6, but I'll take 4.
Yeah, it wouldn't be too bad, would it? Ninja Matt's going 2-0 Argyle, Hardy and Randall tomorrow. Graham saying no idea about the score, but we need a miracle. And miracles happen,
especially at Easter.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's knockout football now.
Say again?
It's knockout football.
Yeah, knockout football. Yeah,
it's a knockout. All you want now is Eddie Waring, isn't it? It was Eddie Waring and Stuart Hall.
Well, at the end of it, will we be saying, didn't they do well? God, yeah, absolutely. Everybody, thank you so much for joining us tonight. Like I said, just as a reminder, if you came in a bit late, that we will be live on Monday at 8:45, not the Sunday, with it being Easter Sunday, respectfully. So come and join us then, and let's see where we end up across these 2 games. Oh, wow, what a weekend it's going to be. Steve, Andy, thank you very much for your company tonight, and we should have... Andy definitely can make it from the start on Monday. From potentially a small chance, but certainly I'll be there. Steve, are you around Monday evening as well?
Yeah, I'll be around.
Yeah,
so
we should also have Gavin on, Herbie on, Carl. I'm not sure, but Emma said she should be able to make that one as well. So come and join us for that. Good, bad, or ugly. We shall still bring you our post-match analysis. So. Have a great Easter weekend, everybody. Let's hope it brings us all the wonderful, sweet surprises as well. And on that note, then, we shall catch you later. Cheers.